relax and drinking lots of water, that kind of thing. Just be sure you're getting the rest that you need. It's okay to take breaks. But I am wearing a shirt, might I add. When I was checking to make sure that the camera was set up right, I realized the mic kind of made me look nude. I'm wearing a shirt. Please, YouTube, do not strike me down. The mic is just placed in a way that it looks a little odd, but I assure you, I am clothed. But it is very hot out today. Well, hot by my standards. So I did not want to wear something with long sleeves, especially since I wasn't going to be in the sun. I'm just kind of hiding indoors, keeping things cool. Where I'm from, though, we don't really have a lot of AC units here because it's only hot for like a brief period of time. And even then, it's not like super hot, but it's super hot to me because I'm kind of a baby about heat. I'd rather be cold than hot. But that's just me. I don't know what season it is for you. I know here in the northern hemisphere we're moving into summer, and it's probably one of my least favorite seasons. I mean, as a kid, I loved it because we'd get summer vacation, and I loved that. Even if we never did anything, I still enjoyed just kind of having that time off. You know, just kind of do your own thing. Although what I usually did was play video games. But that's okay. I enjoyed that as well. But it's getting hot here. Hot for me. I think I'm embarrassed to say the temperature, but it's like 80. It's 80 degrees and I'm dying. I know there's probably people who live where it's much, much hotter and they're probably laughing at that, but I don't like being warm, okay? Don't judge me. My ideal temperature is like 60, like 50 to 60. That's like where I like it. It's like just enough for like a light hoodie, or just like a hoodie in general. And that's kind of like the perfect amount for me. Because I don't want to get too warm. I'm also fortunate though that I don't live where it's very humid, so I don't have to deal with that either. I'm very, very spoiled when it comes to temperature. But yes, summer. I can't wait. I know I said it's not my favorite season, but I do still enjoy all the sunshine. And my favorite, like, I don't want to call it a hobby because I don't really do it that often, but my favorite activity is swimming. Like, I adore swimming. And I don't like swimming in pools. I really like swimming in like lakes or bays or rivers. And summer's really the only time that I can get away with doing that because it's typically not very warm here, and I don't want to freeze. So, what's your favorite summer activity? Do you like swimming or camping or barbecuing? I also like camping, but I don't like the smell of a campfire, like on my clothes. At the time, I don't mind it, but I don't like the after smell, and I know some people love it, and that's great. They can do them, but not my favorite scent. Now, if somebody ever smelled like it, I wouldn't be like, oh, gross, but personally on myself, I don't like it. So, while I enjoy camping, I then feel like I have to shower and clean my clothes a little extra, despite the fact that I don't mind getting like dirty. Like, I could do any other task, or if I camped and didn't have like the campfire smell on me afterwards somehow, I probably wouldn't feel as inclined to clean as much. Don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But it's kind of funny because we had like a wood burning stove growing up, and I didn't really have an issue with that, so I don't know what's different about it. enjoy, which I didn't see that alert until after I had spent the entire night vomiting, so that was a delight. That was many years ago, and I haven't had it happen since, just because I try to avoid any lake that's busy. But then I don't want one that's so secluded that if something happens, I'm like super screwed, you know? I feel like I just get a lot of worst case scenarios in my mind, so it's like I like to be a little removed from like busy areas, but I don't want to be so removed that I can't get help if I need it. You know, it's just all the drownings or like hitting your head, and oh man, now I'm about to go on like a really sad dark ramble. I don't want to do that, but I'm a worrier. I can't help it. I try not to, but I do. But I think it's okay to be cautious. I think that's important too. Shoop, 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 shoop. As a kid, we didn't really go on a lot of trips. I know a lot of people, they would go on like big camping trips or like go on vacations during the summer, and that's something my family just never really did. Part of it was money, part of it was just, I don't think my parents were really super into it. I mean, they were, but one was not. I don't know if I'm describing that very well. Without getting too personal, that's probably part of why they're divorced now. But we never really went on big trips as a kid, but now that I am an adult with my own money to spend, I try to go on at least like one small weekend trip or like a slightly longer extended weekend trip. And it's nothing crazy, you know, I'm not like flying off to some super cool location and spending a fortune. It's something as simple as going out to like a new city I haven't explored and like getting a hotel room for a bit and, you know, finding a cool spot to swim and just kind of exploring. And oh, I love looking at like the antique shops in the area. I love it. I feel like antique shops or secondhand shops are such a good way to kind of get like a feel for what's in that area, you know. One of the people that I like to watch, she does like ASMR walkthroughs of different like antique shops and Goodwills in her area, and I really like it because it's like stuff I've never seen before, because she's over on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast, so there's like a lot of interesting things where it's not like super different. There's of course some similarities, but you know, it's just very, very different depending on where you are. And so that's why if I go to different cities, I like to see, you know, what kind of little things they have. Things that are maybe more specialized to that area. And that's what I like to do for souvenirs. I tend not to get the stuff that's like, you know, just like that city or place like printed on something. That's fine too. If I don't find anything that I like really liked or could get a use out of from an antique shop or from a secondhand shop. But if I can't find something that I like somewhere else, then I like to get that. Especially if I can get use out of it. Like a practical use instead of just like keeping it on a wall or something. You only have so much wall space, you know. For a while though, I was just collecting fridge magnets, and I felt like that was a pretty good souvenir to pick up. But then you start running out of fridge space, and oh my goodness, all the people in my family, I think, were really into magnets, because if you go to their houses, their fridge is just like coated, just absolutely coated in magnets. Like you can't even see a fridge anymore, it's just magnet. But it's kind of like a cool aesthetic. Is your fridge covered in magnets, or is it just like a fridge? You know, with maybe like a couple of notes pinned to it somehow. Right now my fridge doesn't have very many magnets on it. the seasons, though, I think my favorite season would have to be fall. I just really love it. I love all the crunchy leaves, and it starts getting like a little cooler. It's not freezing, but it's a little cooler, and there's rain, and Halloween is fun, and I enjoy that. And just all the little like pumpkin patches, that kind of thing. It's so cute. Brush, brush, shoop, shoop, shoop. I was watching this video earlier on YouTube, and it was somebody filmed while they were on the new Jurassic World ride, and they were like in the front of the little like boat thing, and they had like a really good camera. Oh, I should link it, but I watched that many videos ago, and I would have to really search for it. I'm sure you could find it if you just looked up like Jurassic World new ride. But it was really cool. I really felt like I was on the ride, but it made me really wish I could like actually go there, because like part of the ride, no spoilers, but it would like kind of shoot water on you or like splash you with a little bit of water, like nothing too crazy, just more like a mist or like a couple dribble drops. But I was like, oh, that looks so refreshing right now. I'm like, I would love that. Because like I said, I'm a baby about temperature. I don't like being hot, and I guarantee you it was way hotter where they actually were for that. But the ride looked like fun. Rides like that always kind of amuse me. Well, okay, I should also clarify, I've only ever been to Disneyland once in my life, and I know that ride isn't at Disneyland, but that's like the only like theme park I've ever been to. It was one time when I was 10. My family and I went to Disneyland. It was the coolest vacation ever. One of the few vacations we ever went on, but I loved it, and I appreciate what they did. But, oh my goodness, where was I going with that? Oh, the thing about those rides is you wait in line for like an hour, and then the ride's like 5 minutes, and then you're just done, and that's it. But I guess that's kind of why I like watching the videos of it. Like, if I had the chance to go in person, I totally would. But just watching the video is kind of nice, because you get to skip the line, and you just get to watch it, and sure, you're not experiencing it in person, but I got a good entertainment out of it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a horrible substitute. If I had somebody there to like spray me with water while I watched it, it would have felt more immersive, for sure. So, I think it's worth a watch. A fun little rabbit hole to go down on YouTube. YouTube has all sorts of interesting rabbit holes. Brush, brush, brush. But yeah, when I went to Disneyland, I loved the rides that would splash you with a little bit of water, because I was so hot when I went. That's like the biggest thing I remember, is I was like on fire the whole time, because I don't like to be hot. But I love those rides. Something about it. Brush, 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 brush. I can't remember what my favorite ride was when I went all those many years ago, but I do remember our little car got stuck on the Indiana Jones ride. Oh, it was terrifying. We were just sitting there. It was at the part where Indiana Jones is like dangling above you, and like we're just waiting there like, is something supposed to happen? Because the little like cart thing got stuck. And so we sat there for like 20 minutes. Felt like an eternity. I don't know how long it actually was. I was a kid. I had no perception of time. But I remember eventually they got it working again, and they like let us, we finished finish the ride, and then they're like, okay, because it like broke down with you in it, let's send you through it one more time. It's like a freebie. And I don't know what it was, but it felt like the ride was a lot quicker the second time around. I don't know if they put it on like 1.5 speed or something, but it felt a lot quicker. And at that point though, I was like, I've already been on this ride long enough. You're not doing me any favors by sending me through it again. I'm like, I got the experience. I'm good. Just get me off of this thing. But that was fun. I know the very first ride we did wasn't really a ride, more so an experience. But it was those little like cars, and I insisted on having my own car. And my mom had her own car, and then my dad and brother had a car for them. And they, we like waited in line, got in the little cars, and they were all able to drive just fine. And I was barely the right height to ride the car myself, and so I couldn't really hit the foot pedal. I had to like really like stretch myself out to try and reach it, and because of that I couldn't really reach the steering wheel or see where I was driving. So that was an adventure. I ended up like scraping my way through that ride. I just remember being like mildly embarrassed and like just wanting the ride to be over, because I was like, how do I get out of this situation? I can like think back to it now, and all I can think about is like, man, that ride felt like it went on forever because I just wanted to be out of there. But that's okay. It was an experience, and that was the first thing I did in Disneyland, and I was like, alright, well, if there's any more rides like that, I will not be doing it alone. I will have somebody else to reach the pedal for me. Brush. 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 I think it'd be fun to go to Disneyland again, but I don't know when I would go. And you know how it is, things got a little wild with that life-changing, world-changing thing. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. I don't know if they strike you for it. I don't want to be smited. But you know what I'm talking about. The thing. The thing that starts with a C and rhymes with Tovid. Oh, that wasn't close enough. Because, I had all these plans for travel, and then that kind of happened, and I had to kind of change that. I know people are traveling now, and I probably could as well, but then it becomes an issue of, do I have the PTO for it, and, life. But I definitely want to go out there and travel again. But if I'm going through the effort of traveling, Disneyland's probably not the first place I'm gonna go to. Maybe if I had like kids or something, I would prioritize it more. I know adults go all the time without kids, but I don't know. Pew, pew, pew. Brush. 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 I have to swap hands periodically. My hand just gets a little tired. I'm also sitting on the floor when I do this. My little recording studio secret, don't tell. I sit on the floor, so my knees kind of hurt after a while. I mean, I'm not recording for like a super long time, so it shouldn't hurt me, but I think that's just part of getting older. Things that used to not hurt start to hurt. And I'm not even like old, but I should probably be taking better care of my body. But I mean, I exercise, I eat right, I think it's just part of life. But that's okay. Brush. Brush. The thing that's super crazy to me about these like rambling videos is that people actually watch it. Like, thank you if you're still watching. Thank you for sticking around. Like, you blow my mind anytime you do. Because I can see at what point people like stop watching. I can see like the That completely blows my mind. It's so crazy, and I really appreciate it. I do. But as I was saying, I really do appreciate you watching and listening to me ramble. I honestly don't even know what I said. I think I just kind of blinked out there, and I'll just have to make sure I didn't say anything too weird while I record. Or not while I record, oh my goodness, while I edit. I'm recording now. That's okay though. The other thing too is if there's like a super loud sound outside, that I then have to kind of like rewind myself a little so I can lose my train of thought. I got pretty lucky with most of this video. There weren't any super crazy loud disruptions, but there were definitely a couple, and I just lose my train of thought so quickly. I jinxed myself just then. Oh well. Bunch of people enjoying the sunshine. Well, I say that, but it was really just really loud cars, like, idling in the parking lot. I'm sure they were enjoying themselves, though. I hope. Brush. Well, this was a lot of fun, but I think I'm gonna go now. It was nice kind of doing this. Videos like this are very relaxing for me to make, kind of cathartic in a way of just like venting my heart out about random topics and just kind of spending the time with you and brushing your face. I got like really in the zone. I had another brush that I was gonna use, and I totally forgot about it until now. But it's like a smaller brush. Brush. If you like smaller brushes. But I suppose it doesn't really matter since I said I'm done. So we'll end it with a tiny brush. Switch it up, you know. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you did. Let me know what your favorite season is and what your ideal temperature range is. We're gonna get super specific with the question. I want it down to the degree. And if you use Celsius or Fahrenheit, that's fine. Or Kelvins, if you're one of those people, that's fine too. I can do the math and convert. Alright, well, have a good rest of your day. Bye.